One of the continuing criticisms of Democrats with Barack Obama excited out of the White's building is how the side has been certain by which it opposes, instead of which it wants to do. They're not Donald Trump card. They're versus journey bans, boundary walls, trading wars, finance and ecological decontrol, enterprise tax intermittent and annul of the Obamacare public health insurance coverage framework. But which are they to? Which are their ideas? Such are the type of questions the speakers at the Center for Us Advance Ideas meeting detained in a Washington Inn were tasked in answering machine. A length listing of more Democratic political community, several up for de-election in the medium-term contests the year, other perhaps fishing for the more Democratic 2020 president appointment, took the phase in panels and kit piece speeches. Lot proposed variations on the one word, alternatives. We're not departure to win if we expend all our period bemoaning how same's down there, Minnesota Sen. Amy Klobuchar told of Mr. Trump card's White's building possession. Same's down there. And we include to propose an option. Human beings ask how go thou not offer alternatives, Ohio Sen. Sherrod Tan told at the meeting. Or I say we are. More than of Anthony, but are they? Following a day of statements and speeches, down there were a lot of wide brush strokes. A lot of paeans to the neglected work grade, celebrations of female activists and candidates, a lot of say on activity and precisely how bad things are order currently. There's a C at several of the proposals and priorities proposed by more Democratic political community in Washington recent 1 week. Sherrod Tan, who is both up for de-election the year and deliberate a probable president candidate, consumable largest of his period speaking on how to circulation to a conventional more Democratic demographics how, at low in the Midwestern, helping supply the White's building to Mr. Trump card in 2016, the work grade. I believe workers in my country are looking for someone in selected office space to say on the virtue of job, to say on whose party they are at, he told. He spurred which he telephone call a enterprise parasite royalties, formidable a fine on companies in more than rather than $100,000 in paysheet taxes how do not pay their workers top quite salary to hold them off social aid programs. Mr. Tan and some Democrats as well aforementioned increase the Fed minimal wages of its present dollar and time standard, that was set in 2009. Several state include gone lot high minimal wage levels. Sen. Corey, accountant of New Jersey, told the Fed by the government should warranty Americans a job if they wish that he told was not a drastic concept. Reason not put on the front line and in safe jobs so how thou not vision adverse impacts how go in cheap employment or joblessness love foreclosures and evictions, he requested. He's an concept how has as well obtained supporting of Vermont Sen. Bernie Sanders and New York Sen. Kirsten Gillibrand, though no one debated specifics for their decorum. Formation was as well a repeated topic for meeting speakers. New York Town Mayoress Draft de Blasio explainable how he executed a tax on rich residents to pay for versatile before kindergarten education. He told it wasn't a usual wise stance at the period, but how progressives should offer and lawyer aspiring policies. While we are brave and precise and abrupt, human beings get he, Mr. de Blasio told. Human beings sense he. New Jersey Governor Phil Potato, selected recent November, told he was enterprising for his country to ensure both a versatile nursery school and complementary training for the at first 2 year of school. We requirement to set a new norm for formation, he told. Someone told how social formation should be a order for all among this ages of 5 and 18, but not for such each up 5 or following 18. Democrats' view of Mr. Trump card's growth to the White's building and his productivity down there include seeped in several of their politics proposals as so, and a few of them were aforementioned on the phase recent 1 week. Else would forbid authority officials of take non-commercial air journey, a answer to a episode of controversies nearby the use of individual and by the government jets by Trump card office secretaries. Ms. Klobuchar plugged her fair ads instrument, that would need on the internet advertisements, such as such on Facebook and Google, to perform in the identical disclosing to as such on TV, printing and wireless. Massachusetts Sen. Elizabeth Warren, one of the guideline sounding of the advanced motion, designed her critique at the US policy framework of enabling political community to paint congressional area maps how favor their own de-elections. Democrats trust in a equitable struggle, and manufacturing certainly how districts aren't painted to cut out one side or the some is a crucial at first move, she told. Mr. Sanders, who installed a amazingly powerful problem versus Hillary Clinton for the 2016 more Democratic president appointment, was planned to offer a speaking on penal judiciary reformation. Instead of, he start up in a sweep conviction of U.S. revenue disparity how voiced a lot love a campaigning stub speaking. Following jarring off a listing of politics ideas he told he was certainly some political community had speak on, he insisted anything could be made except the U.S. addresses structure economical imbalances. This oligarch in the nation, whose avarice is voracious, is destructive, our sight for America, and is driving us to a by the government of the few, by the few and for the few, he told. He named for enlarged taxes on the rich or, in special, a significant growth of the property taxation, no just to give in necessary income but to assist disassemble the oligarch. New gunshot regulation were a hot theme of debate amongst Democrats next the Park Top High School survey 3 months ago, and they may be once again following the newest occurrence in Santa Fe, Texas. At the ideas meeting, yet, the gun discussion was generally bounded to one afternoon pain how turned on Sen. Chris Potato of Connecticut and Park undergraduate Ryan Deitch. The talk was lighting on specific proposals, instead of focus on which Mr. Potato identified as a change policy relation to gun monitoring. Republicans aware how all is various order currently, and they aware how they are radically mispositioned on the question, and they aware how it may in fact price them for the at first period always in the intermediate poll of 2018, he told. Following the Obamacare annul battles of 2017, the theme of health reformation has as well been less than of a precedence for Democrats. Massachusetts Congresswoman Joe Kennedy, in a deceased afternoon speaking, substantially implored his side to hold speaking on the question in the upcoming months. Ours health framework is a reflect of who we are, he told. We are convicted not by how we consider every some in times in easy, but how we thoroughness for a neighbor in their period of deepest requirement, while we are ruined, while we are patient, while we are powerless, frantic, or more than sensitive rather than we can always think. The environmental and environment changing was else theme how saw bounded common debate external of a pain particularly devoted to it. Washington Governor Jay Inslee advertised a country voting action in November how would levy the at first ever straight carbon sequestration fee in the U.S., installation of $1 trillion foundation to subsidize pure power jobs and knob contamination correction, especially in poorer communities. Environment changing will no much longer be on the behind torch, Mr. Inslee told. Each Democrat fleeing as necessary to do it a center communication. The us human beings are in us. Recent 1 week in Washington, Democrats proposed lot of offered messages to run on. Above the upcoming months, as the side chooses its nominees for the upcoming medium-term elections, more Democratic voters will include the prospect to solve that ones, if any, should be center.